Hey guys, how's it going? Sorry, this is swinging in my face. I want to do a quick video basically reviewing and contrasting Boy Am I, which is a documentary from 2006, and The Trans List, which HBO just put out. And I'm pretty wow. First, I just want to say these documentaries both made me realize how far we've come and how far we really have to go, how many things have changed, how many things haven't changed. They were both incredibly thought-provoking. I guess I'll start with Boy I Am because, it was just given to me to watch by somebody that I really care about. And I was warned that it was a little controversial, but I guess I kind of forgot about that. I wasn't really aware of how old it was, although I knew it was an older documentary. Basically, the documentary is, from my point of view, a primarily feminist point of view on basically being a trans man, and it was very much basically feminists that have problems with trans men, feminists who support trans men, and then trans men who are feminists and trans men who are sort of just like talking about what it is to be trans, and it's interviewing all of these people on their point of views, and it does come together rather cohesively. Hold on, Rory wants to be let in. Alright, come in. Sorry. So, what was I saying? Oh, right. So, they basically, I'm a feminist. I've always identified myself in that way in my heart, although there was a period of time in college where I was incredibly stupid and basically I was saying that I didn't identify as a feminist because I didn't like the aspect of feminism where there are certain feminists or there are certain people that identify as a feminist, but then under feminism, they're putting all this hate towards men in general. And I didn't realize at the time that I was a trans man, but I must have somewhere super deep inside me and my self-conscious known, because I had a really hard time dealing with that. Obviously, there are completely misogynistic men all around the world. We live in a patriarchal society. It's total bullshit. There is no full equality between men and women, masculine and feminine, on this plane, for sure. And that is unacceptable in every single way. But I don't know, once I realized that that was a type of feminism that I didn't want to align with, I realized that I could be whatever type of feminist I wanted to be, which really just means that I believe that men and women deserve to have equal rights, regardless of the fact that I think that women are potentially superior in certain ways. But anyway, so moving forward, there were a lot of very strong opinions within this documentary, and I disagreed with most of them because it was made in 2006, and there were these people in there that were basically doing, well, they were talking about basically how trans men were at one point, and still in my opinion seen at times, as butch women who just wanted to conform, and that's not the case. I'm not a woman. I was never a woman in my eyes, in my heart. So things like that bother me. There were a lot of, I'm not going to like go and string through all of the different opinions. I think that if you are transgender, it is worth watching this, especially if you're having a tough time, to really see that we have come a long way, and the things that we definitely still need to change. But yeah, I was pissed off within the first few minutes, and I was texting the person who gave this to me, and I was like, this is not okay, what they're saying. Yeah, it would concern me for cisgender folks who don't have, like, real transgender education behind them to watch this, because I think it would give them a lot of really wrong ideas. And, yeah, but the trans list, HBO, seriously, like, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for putting out an hour of what felt like total bliss for me. I just can't even properly express how good it felt, how empowering and emotional and exciting and just wonderful it was to sit there and watch that documentary and feel like I'm watching myself on screen, and I'm hearing these stories, some that I can strongly relate to, some that I can't, but it just shows the basic, scope of the trans spectrum. The only thing that I felt was missing was just sort of like a little more variation in terms of the sexualities of the trans folks that you had. But other than that, I really thought you blew it out of the park. I mean, first of all, there were people on the trans list that I actually didn't know about, so shame on me, but now I do know a little bit about them. I thought every story was unique and individual and came together in a cohesive way, and it was just really amazing. I hope that you're aware of how many trans individuals you are touching and reaching in such a positive way by the trans list, and I hope that you continue to do the trans list every year, because there are so many different stories out there, so many different ways to transition. No two trans folks are the same, no two stories are the same, and it's just so important to spread that message, and I think you did a lot through this. I mean, every story was moving. I can't even honestly pick a favorite. I was talking to my mom about it. She watched it and loved it, and that was really meaningful for me to know that she watched it. And she was able to talk a little bit about her favorites, but it's hard for me to choose. But I learned a lot. I watched it pretty much like the day after, if not the same exact day as I watched this documentary. I think the day after. So it was pretty much, it felt like watching them back to back, and I was just like a sigh of relief, it was, I mean, this documentary with HBO serves a different purpose. I know I'm kind of going back and forth from talking to HBO and then talking to you about HBO, but it's kind of, who knows, maybe I'll get lucky and somebody from HBO will watch this and feel, really good about what they did, because they should. But I just, it was just, it just felt awesome to watch. What can I say? I mean, we need more trans representation on screen in the media that is real, whether it's positive or negative, as long as it's the truth. And I think they reached both of those aspects of, the pain, the beauty, the journey, the urgency. I mean, they hit every single emotion there, right, just on the mark, and I'm very impressed. What can I say? I think that everybody and anybody can watch that documentary. I especially hope that my trans siblings will watch the Trans List, especially if you're having a rough day. It definitely is a good pick-me-up. As for anybody who's an ally or wants to be an ally of the trans community, I definitely recommend watching this documentary. It might make you feel like you're, whoever you care about, whoever you want to support, or whether it's just the general community, just isn't alone, and might give you some greater understanding. I mean, it definitely made me feel less alone. So that's my comparison. Rory wants to be in the video. I think that's my cue to go. Let me know in the comments below what you think, if you've seen Boy I Am or The Trans List. Who is your favorite? Let me know what your feels are down below. I'd love to talk more about this. It's so important. So, thanks. See you later.